morning, Miami Dolphin fans. Fins up to all you on this wonderful Wednesday as we're getting closer and closer to the free agency period. We're going to be joined today by, as always, I should say, not just today, of Justin of Digging in the Trenches and can be found on JPF Scout on Twitter. And I'm Rob Mosley, a.k.a. Dolphins Thirsty. And with no further ado, we're about to talk about the Miami Dolphins, but we're also going to bring in Justin. Good morning, Justin.
Morning. How's it going this morning, man? Hope all y'all are doing good out there in Dolphins land. It's another beautiful day. Another beautiful day to live and talk Dolphins football with you guys. So I can't ask for nothing much more.
That is true. And while we have you here for a minute, just if you can remember to hit that subscribe and like button, we will love it.
Absolutely.
So, Justin, a couple little notes came out after we got off the show yesterday. They did a post-June 1st designation on Byron Jones, so he's no longer going to be on the team. They're going to cut him when the new league year starts. They've already notified him, but we're not going to be able to benefit from the money until June 1st because we get more. Which works well because we're going to probably do other and free up money, and then when that money frees up, you're going to be able to sign your draft class. So that works fine. So hopefully, and then Carter, he was gone all last year anyway in concussion protocol. He's been gone, and then they tendered one of your favorite under the radar players.
Yep.
And Elijah Campbell, so you're happy with that. So
yeah, I'm very happy with the Elijah Campbell.
And they got him at poor guy. I mean, not poor guy. He makes more money than the average Joe, but for NFL standards, he's going to be low paid, but he's going to be a contributor to the team, so that's good. So those are a little bit of Dolphin news that came out. And Jeff Darwin tweeted out that basically the Dolphins are not in the quarterback market. Tua's the guy. McDaniel thinks that Tua's the guy, and that's what all of his sources are saying. Can his sources be lying to him? Of course, but he's an honorable guy, so he's not going to, unless he's getting from reliable sources, he's not going to. So I think, some Dolphin fans are going to be upset. Tua's the guy moving forward, but I'm happy because, just put those rumors to rest and let's get forward building this team around him and just build a winner. What are your thoughts about all those things I just covered?
I think people are there's going to be a fraction of the Dolphins fan base that's going to not be too happy. Now, there'll be, if they sign that 5th-year option, they pick that up, there's going to be a fraction of the Dolphins fan base that watch. You'll see. I'm not going to watch until this guy's off the team type of thing. It's going to happen. So be prepared for it. That's definitely not going to be anybody that I like or in my people. But,
I know. Hey, you're wearing a Tua jersey here today, unless that's a Garo or your premium.
No, that's Tua. But I mean, if we still had Tannehill, this would have a 7 next to it, and I'd still be supporting my quarterback. And I wasn't even a Tannehill fan. But
that's how I roll. I was a David Woodley fan. Him and Woodstock, coming in, and I rooted. Woodley actually got the Dolphins to the Super Bowl. I mean, him and the combination of Don Strock. But anyway, that's my example. I always just use is like, no matter who wears the ochre and orange, that's my guy. So we'll see moving forward, at least for now. It's unlike the Deshaun Watson when that rumor would never die because no woman on the Dolphins would ever come out and say no to us, our guy. They just let it roll on for weeks and weeks and months. And, this is like at least pretty harsh. Now, can they change a curveball? Of course. But at least I like for right now, hopefully, we don't have to hear any more of that, so that'd be nice. I'm happy that Tom Brady came out and put an end to those silly rumors, about him coming out. So he kind of put a squad. So all the rumors that people love to link to the Dolphins right away, at least some of those rumors kind of got killed. But the media, they will find a way to bring people back into the mix.
Yeah, they will. I mean, there's other news that has been thrown out onto the table. I mean, I know everybody hasn't lived under a rock, so everyone's heard that the Titans are trying to trade Derrick Henry. That's out there on the table. There's lots of news going down. Daniel Jones got franchise tagged. Saquon got franchise tagged. Anybody out there pretty much that we were like kind of being linked to is, in my opinion, they're gone. They're not going to be linked to the Dolphins no more. So after the new year, the new year kicks off, then we'll really see where we're at. March 15th comes up. We can really start signing free agents. That's when the fun begins. We'll go out there and we'll start doing what we need to do.
Yep.
Me and you were just talking before we came in on here. We have business to take care of that we're not doing yet. We need to be talking to Tyreek Hill. We need to be talking to Teron Armstead. We need to be talking to Xavier Howard, maybe even Bradley Chubb. We need contract restructures. We need capital flexibility,
Yep.
financial flexibility here.
Yeah, I think they got their 16 million over the cap yesterday, like trimming a couple of those guys that we said they trim, but they still got a lot of work to do before they can spend any money.
Tons of work to do. Like, you got dead weight sitting on the roster. I don't even know what you're going to do with it right now. Like Emmanuel Agba. I don't know what we're doing with Jerome Baker. Love Brandon Jones to death, but I don't know what we're doing with him as well.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go, Richard Sawyer.
Yep, that's March 13th, tampering Monday.
Yeah.
I hate that word in Dolphin land because we don't have a first round pick because of that word, but at least this one's legal tampering, you know.
Strictest of a pick, man.
Yeah, for something that all the other teams do anyway. But they were going to nail Miami no matter what after Flores left. So yeah, that's the one thing they could prove easily enough because all these teams do stupid stuff like that.
They always find a way to get us, don't they?
Yeah, they do. It's going to improve the tanking. So they said, okay, well, we got them for tampering. So make everyone happy that we punished the Dolphins, and that they did. But anyway, that's another story. It would be sure night me having a first round pick this year, but it is what it is, as I like to say. And yes, Richard, good morning to you as well. And yes, it is going to be fun. But that's why I said I'm hoping the Dolphins, I guess technically they don't need the money by third. They can work contracts out, and then they will have numbers in their head on who they have to cut to in order to, you know, back up all those contracts that they just negotiated. But I would think here in the next few days we're going to start seeing players.
You're going to start seeing players, movement.
We've already seen Byron Jones, like we just mentioned, and Carter be cut. And, you know, so I think there'd be more of that coming. And then the big contracts that you mentioned reworked. Kick that can down the road one more time. God, we're lucky because, like I said, a lot of people like picking on Stephen Ross, but he's willing to do that. Other owners have been, no, man, you just signed this guy to all that money. Now you want me to give him more money up front?
You want another check?
Yeah, I know. So it's like, but he's like, you know, here's a check, just fill in the amount. You know,
when you got money like that, you're like, okay, where do I sign?
Yeah, I know. So that's what's good about him. Yes, he has some flaws. He has a big mouth sometimes that get us in trouble with the whole charges and stuff. But as far as money-wise, no one can complain about Ross in my book.
No, he's got money, so that's the first and foremost thing that we needed. I wish we had some more on the books, but we'll see. Like after we got done with the show yesterday, I jumped into a Spaces, and we were talking about, you know, obviously the Derrick Henry, and I also heard a rumor that the Browns obviously are looking to. This is new. This is new to me. Okay, so don't kill the messenger. But I heard the Browns are looking to obviously get out of the Nick Chubb deal, so I think he's obviously maybe available for a trade as well. He's younger than Derrick Henry, so
why are the Browns that hard against the money since they paid just one?
I heard they don't have like a lot of cap value, which I mean they have some trade assets. I mean draft assets, but. I heard they're looking to get off the Chubb. That's what I heard. This is what I heard. I heard that they got Deshaun Watson for a reason, and it's not to be a run-centric heavy team, and it's they want to air it out. And I'll be honest with you, kind of makes sense. We'll see. I know he's got I think he's only got 1 year left on his deal, if I'm not mistaken. I could be, but I think they're looking to come off with Nick Chubb.
Well, I know that's the reason for Tennessee because they can't. Henry only has 1 year left on the books, and to me, I know fans. I disagree here with most fans. I know a lot. I'm not going to say most. I would say it's probably 50% my side, 50% the other side. I don't want to trade for a Henry if you have to give up a lot of draft capital. And if you can take them, like I'm talking about, if you have to give up 2 second-round picks, no.
Why not?
Because that's all we're ever doing, and you see the good teams that build through drafting.
But if you're gonna get this is my argument behind that. If you don't want to, trust me, man. If I was, I'll right now. If I was I would do the pick 51 and a future second-round pick, or the 3 players I already brought up to you, which would be Agba, Jerome Baker, Brandon Jones. I don't want to trade Brandon Jones though. So that would be either take those players or take those picks, and I would take Henry's services. I understand you don't want to get rid of those second-round picks, but in reality, Is there a better running back in this year's draft that's better than Derrick Henry right
No,
now?
but I mean, we always use that. That's what we use for Tyreek Hill, who was great, and he came in like, oh, no better receiver. You're not going to get a better receiver, and but people don't
have.
realize. So when you do, not only are you doing draft capital, you're giving money that you wouldn't have to pay.
Yep.
And that hurts you in
But
other
we're trying
areas.
to win a Super Bowl, and we don't have that big of a window open. Like, I honestly would do it in this case, especially for the 2 seconds. So if you have one now, take 51, take pick 51, and take a
But
future.
those are prime access,
2024.
especially when you don't even have a first round draft pick. Second rounds are, vital.
We only got 5 picks anyway. So that's my suggestion is that if they're like, yeah, we'll take the draft capital, we'll take your pick 51 and we'll take a future 2024 second, I'd do the deal. Then I would call up other teams and be like, listen, you interested in Agba? We'll pay half the salary. You're interested in Jerome Baker? You're interested in any other player we have? Cedric
And you
Wilson?
get later round picks for them.
I would take those. I would take those later round, 4th, 5th, 7th, whatever. Steve, what's up, my man? Oh, it's the wife's birthday, man. Tell her
happy birthday to the wife, Steve, of Real Talk Fins Talk on the Fins Talk Sports Network. Woo! I got it out. So,
first
Steve,
try.
Tuesday night, 7:30 p.m., where I co-host with him for my disclaimer. Anyway, we did. Steve and I touched a little bit on the Henry stuff last night and different stuff.
I would definitely bring him in. I'd be looking to bring in some sort of running back like that's a veteran to help out now. And then everyone's got the argument of, well, let's just run it back with Wilson and Mostert. Wilson's like 32 years old and hurt every year as well. Wilson, I don't know. That's a different story. But I honestly would say, screw it, man. Let's just make a move. Like something like that I think it would really help. The dude's durable. He's only missed like a couple games throughout his
no, he's durable at least. So, maybe that's why Chris Greer won't go after him. So we'll see.
No, I heard another thing too why we won't go after him, but I don't put any validity behind it. I think Mike McDaniel's smarter than that. I heard that McDaniel's the Shanahan system, and they run a 2-back by committees. They like multiple backs, and they won't stray from that. Well, with a guy like this, it's one.
No, I mean he's a generational type running back. So I mean McDaniel's a smart coach, and
he'll figure that out.
Good coaches that know how to make good players fit. So
exactly.
That I'm not worried about. I'll be honest, I'm just worried about the salary and all of that you're going to have to give them. I know people say, well, it's not your money, but the thing is you tie it up and then you can't pay some of the guys that's dug their blood, sweat, and tears
but that's the risk you take in trying to win a Super Bowl. That's why we have to we eventually have to just go. Like we're to the point.
Why hasn't Tennessee won a Super Bowl if he's that great? So
because they don't have the quarterback we have. They have Ryan Tannehill.
I know. That is true. They have Ryan Tannehill, who was a former Miami Dolphin.
There's some people who would argue that Ryan Tannehill is better than the quarterback we got right now. And I would be like, you're crazy. But we'll see, man. Like, I don't see it. I mean, I think Ryan's great. He could play backup on my team, but unless he can beat out Tua. I mean,
I know. But my philosophy. Whoever becomes Miami Dolphin, I would tell you today, no. And then next week I hear we traded for Henry. I'd be okay, I'm okay. I'm all right. That's just how I roll. I'm going to support my Aquan arm, but I just don't think it's sustainable because when they started this whole thing, they talked about we wanted a sustainable winning team. We don't want to just do what we did, try to throw money at a problem. And here we are going right back to throwing money at a problem because we can't draft worth heck.
I could see that. I mean, there's two sides of every argument, and everyone's like, yeah, I'd rather draft our running back. I'm cool with that. Let's do that then. But if you're gonna be like, hey, I don't want to do the Henry thing. Okay, I'm okay with that. But let's at least go fix the line of scrimmage then. Let's at least get offensive line. Because I'm gonna tell you what, like, I don't think we're gonna do either or. I don't think we're gonna get Henry. I don't think we're gonna get a major back. You might end up with Kareem Hunt, and I don't think they're gonna fix the offensive line. That's what I think will happen because that's what some Dolphins stuff do. They never do what they need to do. So.
Yeah. No, I know. If unfortunately, as much as I say draft, I also don't have that much faith in Chris Greer hitting a lot of draft picks.
Neither do I. And you only got 5 picks. Like,
yeah,
you're gonna have to do some finagling. I knew this was going to be the scenario before we even went into the offseason because we didn't have no draft capital. We're under the cap, and now you owe people money that you don't want to pay. You're gonna have to get really creative with the financial stuff here. You're going to have to make cuts. You're going to have to make hard decisions to people you don't want to cut, but you're going to have to do it anyway. What's up, my man? Hello. The Titans roster is getting gutted now. There was some really bad decisions made by their GM before and awful contracts. I agree. They're getting gutted for sure. In my opinion, I think they're making those moves right there. We talked about this months ago, is for Aaron Rodgers. And last minute, something's going to happen, and the Titans are going to end up with him. I think that's why they're clearing the cap. That's my opinion. I could be wrong. But
well, I would rather him go there than him go to the Jets or Lamar go to the Jets, because as much as I didn't want those guys here, I sure as heck don't want them on the Jets. I know Steve tried to point that out as my counter argument against me last night, saying, well, if you don't want Lamar or Aaron to go to the Jets, and why are you worried about him coming here? You should want him. But I just don't want him to go there, but I don't want them here either. Is all the only answer I could give.
I'll be honest with you. I'm not a Lamar Jackson fan, but if the Dolphins got Lamar, you'd see me. I'd be the first one in the US of A with a number 8 Lamar Jackson Dolphins jersey.
Oh, you know how I roll, like I said.
And I would rock it, and I'd be like, I don't know. I'll support him. You better get better passing. Like, I'll be honest with you. I'm not the Lamar Jackson fan, but I would root for it because I'm a Dolphins fan. But I'll be honest with you. I'm not for that faction. I think we can win in numerous different ways, and you don't have to go down that route. I'm not trying to pay anybody $50 million, $60 million annually a season. I want to. If that's the case, screw it. I'll go draft me another rookie, and we'll win in my system this way.
But see, that's what I said, though. That's what we end up doing. And like I say,
I know
Tyreek Hill was super duper. Tyreek Hill was a lot of fun. Reminded me of the days of watching Duper and Clayton with Waddle and Hill running around the field this year. So don't get me wrong. But when you got to start giving up that much draft capital and that much money for one player, it means you're not doing something right. Because most of these teams that win, yes, there's an example everywhere that there's teams that won by doing trades. I mean, the Rams won a Super Bowl by doing trades and signing big free agents. But for the most part, your good teams, their base of their team is from draft picks. And then they fill in their spots, like Kansas City after the Super Bowl realized, oh, okay, our offensive line, when they lost to Tampa in the Super Bowl, they went and they spent some money on the offensive line. But that's just like filling in. They knew they were that close. They were already in the Super Bowl, so they went and filled in where they needed to spend money. So that's great. That's when I think free agency and trades are perfect, when you got a few holes on your team and you need to win now. But when you're trying to spend, money at the receiver, now money at the running back, money on a linebacker, money on an offensive tackle, spending on the other people's talent that you got to bring into your team because you don't know how to draft that talent, it's not sustainable winning. That's my only thing. But I always root for whoever comes, no matter how they get them.
You want sustainable winning? Draft better. I mean, That's all I'm going to say. So you want to win? You want to win for years to come? I'm with you, bro. Draft better, but they can't seem to draft better. I hear you. Like, I don't want to hang our asses out in the wind right there and flap around like that and make trades to kick the can down the road. I don't want to do that either. But in a situation like this is a one-of-a-kind opportunity, bro.
Because when we got all – I agree, but when we – okay, go on. I know. Like Steve said, you got me fired up.
There's not 1,000 Derrick Henrys running around growing off the ground out there, bro. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You need to take this. I mean, that's my honest opinion, bro. You want to go for something, you want to win, you need to do it now. Go grab that and grab some offensive linemen, put that in front of Tua. Fill out the rest of the roster with some veterans, like I've already said, with the offensive linemen, and go into the draft and watch what happens.
No, I agree.
Surprised.
I agree. But it just gets me, like that we have to go make these big moves instead of if you had everything perfect, like they had drafted, instead of drafting Austin Jackson, they drafted Justin Jefferson, and we have a receiver. Then you don't have to trade for. I'm just saying that's live. I got into my DeLorean, and I didn't have a time machine to know who all.
Could have, should have, would have.
But just right, it's would have, could have. But so say if you go, then you don't have to. Instead of taking and reaching for Austin Jackson, be oh my God, we need an awesome. Oh, when you needed a stud receiver for your young quarterback too. So if you draft Justin Jefferson there. Boom! Now you got that. Then you don't have to make the Tyreek Hill, so you still got that first round pick. So it's just like a snowball effect.
Oh, I get it, bro. And now they're having to rob Peter to pay Paul. But this is the situation that they're in. This is where Chris Greer in his career finds himself. Mike McDaniel, Tua, all of them. I use those three first because they're all tied together at the hip. Is basically what I'm getting at. And I'll be honest with you, this is something they're going to have to work their way out of. Do they want to be here? No. And like you just said, in a perfect world, they would have made draft assets. Everybody wants to build via the draft and win that way.
Right.
Yes, that's the
Oh,
way
I
to
know
do
it's
it.
easier said than done, but
You know, like look at this out of the way right now. Get this business. You were watching Dolphins Daily Live with Dolphins Thirsty, Rob Mosley, and your boy JPF Scout digging in the trenches. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. Tell a friend and tell another friend. We're here every day, usually. What is it? 8 a.m. No,
yeah.
10 a.m. Eastern.
10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 a.m. your time.
Yeah, that's right.
But anyway, but real quick, and not to bash Tua here, but the 2020 draft could have changed us forever. Not forever, because
it has
rookies
changed
get
us forever.
Yeah, but it could have improved us forever. The 2020 draft, at best, we got a question on Tua. He's not a bust yet, but he's not a super stud yet. But Austin Jackson's looking like a bust. Equals looking like a bust. I mean, we're going 4 year into these guys, and unless they turn it around miraculously this year, and they learn how to play with the Dolphins, that 2020 draft has just been a dud. And that was supposed to be what pushed us forward for generations. Like when we made that Tunsil trade, we're like, oh, Chris Greer, like he knows how to maneuver. He's ripping people off. And, it's just, and then again, we traded down in the draft year. We had like the Texans, and we made that into another draft pick. But it's just now, and here they are. Of course, one was taken because of tampering, but then the other ones, they did.
I was going to say, like, everything you said right there is actually true. It's true. Not one word you said was a lie. But he does know how to maneuver the draft, and he
knows how to move. I know he knows how to do it. He just doesn't know how to use them once he has them.
Listen, bro. He's just not getting lucky. This comes with a little bit of luck involved.
Oh,
too.
I know.
The draft is like a crapshoot, dude. Give me some dice and let me throw them on the table, and I guarantee you that's what we end up with. So, like, he just needs a little bit of luck to go with.
Oh, I know. I do agree that the Dolphins have not been.
He's just buying the groceries. It's not his fault that everybody's making a crappy sesame chicken. Let's throw some spices in there. Let's get these ingredients right.
Like, wait, what was originally like? There's luck, of course. What Tyreek Hill was like originally a 4th or 5th round draft, 6th, I don't know. And then not only did they convert that into getting star years out of him, then at his peak they trade him to get a 1st round pick. So
yeah, I like this right here, Richard Sawyer. A great coach like Vic can help Iggy and make him a better player.
That's what I'm hoping. This is the final.
It's funny he said that because we're talking about this draft class and you were bringing up Iggy and Austin Jackson and Tua, and the first thing that hit my mind was, damn, now he's got Vic Fangio.
No, I know. I thought that too when I was saying it. So I'm happy. That's why we love Richard. He thinks of these things to bring in there.
It's true.
So I'm hoping that he can bring out equal.
Yeah, maybe the light will pop on. Maybe the light will pop on for Austin Jackson and him, and we'll be like, hey, maybe they're not that bad.
Yeah, because that's why you hear all the rumors about whether the Dolphins are going to do the 5th-year option on Tua or not, but you don't hear those rich. They know they're not going to do it on Austin Jackson, and they're not going to do it on equal. So you don't even hear those rumors. Oh, I wonder if the Dolphins are going to do a fit. They're not, because they haven't.
It's crazy because it's the same thing. I'm going to go back to luck, and everybody could be like, damn, Justin, you're so full of crap. But it's kind of true. Like, don't tell me Austin Jackson didn't get unlucky, because he came out of that last year and then we switched him over to right tackle, right? And he was supposed to start over there. 12 snaps into the regular season, he got hurt.
No, I know that
you're not really getting any lucky. It's not doing.
And he comes back and gets hurt again.
Then he came back and got hurt again and re-aggravated it. This is what I'm trying to talk about. I'm talking about having lucks for once fall on your side, and us not get Lamar Thomas here and get some things in there that we get lucky with. And we're not the team that gets lucky like that. And that's why you need to make your percentages go up by putting more and more chances out there. And I agree with you. The draft, I would love to build via the draft. I would love to, but we're just not doing that. And we haven't done that in forever. You know what I mean? It drives me nuts, man. I'm with you. I wish it was a different way to go about it, but we're not figuring it out.
No, we're not. But, hopefully, because we gave a lot of resources for Chubb last year, not only draft capital, but we also gave up big money that ties up where you can't pay other people. So he has to come and ball out. Yes, he helped some other people, but when you're paying him that franchise type money, you want him to be a dub baller out there where he's making the big plays all the time. Hopefully, again, a Fangio defense is going to put him in better positions to do what he has to do.
Oh, I think it will. I think it definitely will.
So we got hope. in that. And moving to the NFL draft a little bit. I know a guy you respect, Michael Vogel. I was watching him last night on a show, and he says he thinks now that offensive line, he still said linebacker or offensive line, but he's looking more like offensive line at number 2 because of the movement of some of the linebackers that he liked probably won't be there for the Dolphins, and now there'll probably be better value on the offensive line. Do you agree in line with that, or do you still think you can get?
What do you mean number 2?
In the number 2 pick, the number 51st pick in the second round, like because he was saying, oh, now Campbell, because Campbell's been his target just like it's been ours all this time. Downey doesn't even think that Campbell will be there at 51. So, and
you know, it's funny. I did one last night, a mock where I actually traded out of that spot and traded back for more assets, and I still ended up with Jack Campbell, but it's not realistic.
no.
He's definitely gonna probably rise up. Yeah, I don't see a problem with definitely going offensive line if Campbell's not there. And the reason why I say let's go O-line is because there's really not a lot of quality offensive linemen. There's more depth in other areas. Well, there's quality good tackles, but I don't think there's really good interior stuff. So you could probably go out there and get a quality tackle.
It's going to be how the draft board falls. You never know. Team surprise you. Some draft like, oh my God, they took him. Someone that wasn't even on anyone's radar. Just ask the Dolphins back to take an Eric Kumerow back in the day. People are like, what? So, so
the run comes on the tackles, if the run comes on the tackles late and you can get involved, maybe you go get involved in that. But if it comes early, then yeah, you priced yourself out of it already. But
right, so next time we do a mock draft, I say, let's just go with that theory and take an offensive lineman. I would like to see how you think what offensive.
Let's do one. I'll be honest with you. If I was going to take an offensive lineman, it'd probably be somebody no one likes. Someone would be like, "Why the hell did you take that guy?"
Well, he said something that he goes, "I know this won't be popular, but he liked the John Michael Schmitz or whatever." And
that's the guy I would take. I would either take John Michael Schmitz or the guy that me and Anthony have talked about. And he's like, "No, he's the power scheme guy, but he can play center and he can play guard, and you can make it work." Would be the Steve Olivia. Steve Olivia's rated a lot higher on my SRS scorecards than John Michael Schmidt, but I'm a big John Michael Schmidt fan, and I would be happy with either or. So I would take either or right there. Remember, we've been talking about this now for weeks as well, about how the draft is loaded with everything else but centers and nose tackle. So I'm interested in either a center like this or a nose tackle, and I don't care if it comes at pick 51.
And if you guys want to learn a little more about him, there's his card, but you can also take a gander over at dolphinthirsty.com. I have an article written up about this prospect out of Minnesota that Justin is very high on. So
yeah.
Anyway, I was just curious if because now more and more of these linebackers are probably going to go. We haven't seen it in the mock drafts yet. I don't know how their algorithms work, how they change the value of players, but they're going to probably be plugging in some of this information now that the combine's over. And, give different ratings and stuff. Like I say, I'm not a computer geek, so I don't know. Hey, G-Man.
I mean, I'll be honest. I like John Michael Schmitz. I've had my eyes on him now for 2 years. He has a wrestling background, so he's a former wrestler.
Oh, man, you and Michael Vogel read the same notes for sure. He said that's what he said last night during his show on the Fins Talk Sports Network. He was saying that too, that he loves linemen, and you have said that. So when he said it, I said, "Oh, Justin says that all the time. Show me a lineman that has a good, solid wrestling background." And I'm looking like,
I'll show you a good offensive lineman.
Yeah,
absolutely. Like the guy's, I like his style of play. He's got a nice mean streak. He leaves it all out onto the football field. I was watching him even during some of the one-on-ones they were doing at the Senior Bowl, and I was like, look at this dude out there just manhandling dudes. So, yeah, I like him. I'm a big fan. If we picked him at 51, you wouldn't hear a complaint out of me. I wouldn't say a word. I'd be like, yeah, let's go, because that's my forte. I like the line of scrimmage first and foremost. I wouldn't complain not one bit.
And G-Man taking a little good ribbing at your jersey today, saying the best part-time quarterback in the NFL. But hey, it's a teacher. I agree with him.
Best part-time party you've ever had in your life.
But yes, the injury. So I get it. Believe me, that's my only knock on his availability. So yeah, we can run a mock. I know we didn't advertise it and prump it up. Normally we do one on Mondays, but we're always
It's
willing.
crazy, man. I'm hoping the Dolphins stack up the wall, stack up the offensive line like the Great Wall of China, and everybody next year is like, "Oh my God, Tua's the greatest quarterback," and no one comes up for air because I've seen it happen before.
But like guys like Steve and everyone that brings up the fact, well, he was one of the most least hit quarterbacks in the NFL last year. What do you say to that? That doesn't mean anything because it's like pressures and everything, or because Steve would tell you that what his counter argument would be. Well, he was one of the least hit quarterbacks in the NFL last year, is what he will say. But you would counter with, well, because he has a quick release is why he or whatever.
um, I don't know. I would have to look more into it. Yeah, he might have been one of the least hit, but we have the 32nd by PFF. We have the 32nd best pass blocking grade in the whole NFL. So
Yeah, I know.
that
I
means
know.
you're like
That's
the
why
first
I
line in the
yeah.
league. So yeah, I mean, hell, man, Dolphins need to develop a running game so they can have some long, sustained drives. Stop relying on the big play, rush your defense. This is the number one need. Yes, this is what I was calling for last year. Don't you remember me all last year? What did I
Yeah.
say? I told you, Steve. Or told you,
You were
Steve.
pounding the
Told
table all
Rob,
year. Run the ball,
run the
because when
ball.
they
I
had
said,
some success when they would do it, and then they would just give it up for whatever
this
reason.
is my theory, okay? And it might be a little bit like 2 yards over. Some people say 3rd and 4. In my theory, I say 3rd and 6 if you got a decent line. Anything 3rd and 6 or under, I'm just going to go ahead and run it. I don't care what the analytics say or anyone tells me on the sideline. I'd be like 32 set G right, and you're running that damn thing and get out there and block it because that's what I called. You need to run. Like the Dolphins didn't run the ball with no authority. Like they didn't establish the run and be like, hey, we can run the ball anytime, anywhere, and do that because that's what good teams will do when it comes into December. When it comes into
No,
we didn't win one game in December because you didn't run the damn ball and you were trying to throw
which
it
is
all over.
weird though, because some games is like if they could just absolutely not run, you would understand. But they were actually having success on some of the running game, and then
then they went away from it. Like don't
they
go
went
away
away
from
from it.
what's working. Just go. Just run. I don't
So
get
yes,
it.
I don't know if you just joining us, Tua, but G man, I mean Tua. I wish Tua was joining us. G man
G-Man,
joining
yes.
us, but earlier in the episode here this morning, Justin went off on why he think Derrick Henry
King
would
Henry.
be the perfect fit for the Dolphins. So, but I kind of countered with I just don't want to give up what it's going to take to get him. But then he countered back, well, don't you want good football players on your team and yada yada yada. That was our conversation. But what do you think about Henry? If it's reasonable draft capital wise and money wise?
G-Man said yesterday, King Henry fits anybody's system.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was him that said that.
King Henry's would work.
Oh,
Right
I do.
now
That's the whole
for
thing about the
us.
system. I agree. That's stupid. That's
He
like
takes pressure off of Tua. What G-Man said right there would help hide up all the problems we're having is by having a running game to lean on. It's 3rd and 4. I need 4 yards. Well, King Henry will get you 6. Okay,
yep.
It's 4th and 1. I need a yard. How many times have you seen this happen and we get stuffed at the line of scrimmage? That don't happen when you got to do the false 4 for 3 yards. Like,
Yep.
dude, it's a simple football 101. You line them up. They know you're running. It doesn't matter. You run right through them. Think about
Yep.
how the Eagles did it short yardage situations. They'd line up in their jumbo, come out there, get the running back behind Hurts, and be like, listen, we're going to push you forward. And they got it to work. Funny thing is McDaniel said I guess that's Tua, be run guru, just like Gase was a quarterback guru. Yeah, I've heard the same thing. I said the same thing last year. He is supposed to be this great offensive run guru. Well, where the hell were the plays last year, bro? And I'll be honest with you, I know why. Why am I asking that? Your tight end can't block. Your offensive line can't block good enough, and your wide receivers don't block good enough downfield. You can't even get your ass lined, excuse my language, you can't even get yourself lined up right on some of these plays or get the play call in correctly. Right. So, yeah, we got a lot of problems going on right there.
No, I know, but at least McDaniel's self-aware. He did mention that they asked him like what he needs to prove. He's I got to get plays in faster, and I got to be a little more rare during the game time. So he knew. So at least now can he fix it? That's the question. But at least he's self-aware and realizes it's something he can work on, that he needs to work on and needs to improve. So
I think
at least he's just not living out there in la la land thinking he was perfect. So he called himself out on it. So that's a good sign.
In reality, dude, the running game solves a lot of the problems, you guys. a ton of them. And, another thing is bringing Vic Fangio in. He's had a good defense almost every year he's coaching this league. Our defense was crap last year. You have a better defense, it's going to put the opportunity on our offense that many more times. Think about the defense we had the year before last year, where we were getting all the takeaways. We're having interceptions. We're having sacks. You have that kind of defense that get the ball in the hands that much more, many more times to score. I think we got something cooking here, but you need to up it to the next level, and that's the running game and the offensive line. If you don't want to bring in King Henry, you don't want to break the budget, fine, go fix the offensive line, but you either need to do one or the other.
And I'm not sure about that. I mean, normally they would go outside the organization, but I don't think it, because Fangio had his shot at head coach already. But
I'll tell you right now, dude, if it goes bad for us and we start the year off next year like 1-7, 1-8, they might just be like, give him the heave ho right there, and yeah, Fangio would be.
Oh, he'd be the interim, like he'd be the end for sure. He'd be the interim coach if that happens. If a McDaniel got fired during the middle of a season, but it is what it is.
I'll tell you right now, dude. If I go into next year and we start off week 1, week 2, week 3, and I start seeing the same crap happening from last year about how the play calls weren't coming in, how like you're passing when I want to be running, you're passing. I'm gonna get pissed, bro, and I'm gonna be like, listen, this can't happen. Didn't you learn your lesson last year? That Texans game should have said everything to you when they came back on you like that because you didn't want to run the ball. So if this is what a question I have for Mike McDaniel, are you not wanting to run the ball because your tight ends can't block and your line can't block? And if he's like, maybe, well then fix it. Get up there and you go get the offensive lineman you need to fix it, and you get a damn tight end who can block at the point of attack.
And Daniel, Daniel, thank you for chiming in, Daniel. That was my defense too. That's what I was saying. I was the pass on Henry, because not only do you have to give up picks, and then you got to spend money on him because you don't want to give him that 1 year.
Daniel. Then fix the offensive line. Can you do one or the other, please? Because if you're not going to get a running back to help take pressure off of Tua, then you need to fix the offensive line. So at least you have a fighting chance in hell to get a normal back there that's not King Henry to get me the 5, 6, 8 yards per carry that I need. Because honestly, there's a million different ways to skin a cat here, fellas. And you could go your way or my way. But I'll be honest with you, it's not working. It's not working. They're not drafting offensive linemen, and they're not hitting on them. They're not You want to draft Caleb Balages, and is that going to be the next Derrick Henry? Because he's playing in the XFL right now. See what I'm saying to you? Like, it's who knows what's going to happen here, bro. Do you want to go with the for sure thing, or you want to go draft the next Caleb Balages?
But that's the thing, though. When you go over the first thing, you pay through the nose for the sure thing. Not only draft capital rise, you pay money rise, and then it ties you up where you can't even give.
Who cares? It's not our money. Remember,
it's not our money, but you have to care because it's I know, like
but let dude write the checks, man. Like I watched the Broncos.
Oh no, he pays some money. That's if it was like baseball, like look at the San Diego Padres this offseason. We're signing everyone to these huge deals because there's no hard cap. And there's no hard cap, so they're able to sign all these guys. Yeah, they're going to pay a luxury tax. But you think if the NFL had those rules and it was only a luxury tax if you went over, Ross would be like, sign everyone. So, believe me. So I understand where you guys are coming from, the ones that want those big moves. But money is real. You got to be under the cap. You got to pay your own guys that you did draft well. So,
Ugh, dude, that would really piss me off, Richard. My money on Mike and Tua. Oh no. Oh, it's okay. I read it wrong. We won't start 1-5. Okay.
Yeah, because you had mentioned like, if the Dolphins. That's when you were on your rant about the Dolphins go that way, they would get rid of McDaniel. So
here we G-Man. Oh my God, he's going right back to it. Kenny Mack, Dolphins Rookie of the Year, plus 1,000 yards rushing, 400 to 500 receiving.
I heard he didn't run the 40 as fast as people were hoping, but he still looked fast on the field. So.
No, he looks
40.
fast.
I think 40 is overrated when we go to these combine. Everyone so fixated on that 40.
It's very overrated, bro. It's just a number. It's not. It's like you got to look at the tape.
Because no one's just running a 40-yard dash out there. They're not going to we're going to decide this game on who has the fastest 40-yard time. Go.
If that was the case, Robert Griffin III should be re-signed to a contract right now. He's like 40 years old and recently ran like a 4.40, and he's like an old man. See, so I'm saying take it with a grain of salt. It's just a 40 time. It's nothing. Like the Will Mallory made yourself a couple $1 million. Good for you. Because I don't know if that's going to happen when you get out here in the NFL. We'll see. But I don't know, man. There's a lot going on right now. A lot of running backs out there that they're quality. But it's so funny, man. Every time I come across and scout her back, I'm like, damn, another good one. Oh, look, let's put another one on the pile. Another shrimp on the bobby. You know, I'll be honest with you. I'm always putting another running back on there. I'm like, damn, I would take him. Oh, I would take him. There's a million running backs. You can get a back in any round in this draft, bro. Literally. Now, is he going to be a great back? I don't know about all that. Is he going to be King Henry? No.
Yeah, I mean, I know, of course, there's only so much, but just like we weren't going to draft any receiver that was Tyreek Hill, so that's the reason that you go get a Tyreek Hill. But I mean, you can use that excuse one time, but then you go do it for Chubb. Now people want to do it for Henry, and it's just not sustainable where
I
you
know.
do it.
There's only like one guy I can even like put near like a Henry's name, and he's not like Henry. He's more like a Barkley, and that would be the Zach Charbonnet. That's still a long shot. He's a kid that's out of UCLA. That's a young draft prospect. You know, that's why they call him a prospect, because we don't even know if he's going to be able to make that transition into the NFL and be a full-time NFL player yet. We'll see. But if you wanted someone like that, a power speed combination back, that's about as good as you're going to get right there in this draft.
Yeah, that's what we were saying, G-Man. That's why we love you coming into the show. I agree. So, and we do. Believe me, we like
overrated. Yeah. It's just a time. Yeah, they're fast. That's great. You know, like when I see a 40 time, yeah, I'm interested depending on what position they play. But I'm also like, hey, does that transition onto the field? Do you know
a little shot at a basketball guy here again?
I like John Moran, the right tackle, protect to his Weinstein. If he could bring his piece up to freeze, sucker.
That's funny.
That's great, bro. That's crazy. I don't know what that kid was thinking. I'll be quite honest with you, man. I really don't. It's a bad choice.
These guys that have all this stuff, so much to lose, and they do stupid ass stuff like they have nothing to lose.
I heard that Denver police is looking into it now, and they're going to talk. I'm sure a charge is going to come off of it. I can almost guarantee it. So
yeah. I know it's crazy stuff, man.
I got some John Morant stuff if you guys want to buy it.
That's funny.
Mike McClinchy from San Fran, and we're set at right tackle. I'm okay. I'm down with that. If that's what you guys want to do, if you guys want McClinchy, let's go for it. He's familiar with the system. He's a little clunky for my liking, but that's fine. I mean, if that's the choice they go with, I'm not going to complain about it. He can block. I'm with that, but I would still re-sign Brandon Shell at the same time. I would create competition across.
Oh no, I would definitely have Brandon Shell. If you have him and McClinchy and Brandon Shell, you're set at right tackle. I mean, if something happened to the starter, you're good. If something happened,
I like that setup right there. You just said, right, go get McClinchy. That's fine. I'm great with that. But re-sign Brandon Shell, and you sit Austin Jackson down, and you're like, listen, Austin Jackson, do you want to be in the NFL? Yeah, you know I do. Well, this is your last chance, bro. If you can't beat out Mike McClinchy or Brandon Shell, your NFL career here is over. And that's what I would tell him.
Well, he won't beat out McClinchy for sure if they sign McClinchy, because they're going to be giving him the big bucks. So I heard he's like the salary. People are saying anywhere from like 11 million a year up. So yeah,
we don't even have the money to pay him right now. We're
not right now, but you know, like you say, the cap is flexible, and they will rework some of these contracts.
Absolutely, yeah, they're definitely going to rework it, bro. Morant is no D Wade, my favorite player ever. Yeah, he's not a Dwayne Wade. In fact, I heard someone talking about the dude in like Michael Jordan, like whispers and stuff, and I was like, nah, the dude can't shoot like that. It's not Jordan, bro. Jordan can shoot, okay? Man, now around the rim and stuff and his dunking ability, yeah, that reminds me of
Jordan. I listen to you guys. I don't watch the NBA, so
there's nobody like John Morant in the NBA. I'll be honest with you. He's very exciting to watch. He's great, but they just need to clean up his shooting a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Austin Jackson, you're fired. Yeah, you're out of here. Yep, that's what would happen if you got McClinchy or Brandon Shell. I'm pretty sure that dude would get worked himself right up out of town. Or they would be like, no, let's go move you back over Austin Jackson, and you can compete at left guard with Liam Eichenberg. The inconsequential position battle, right? The incumbent battle. The battle of the two incumbents at left guard. Liam Eichenberg and Austin Jackson. Ugh.
And it'd be all good stuff, though, man. But just hope that the offensive line. But we've been saying, how long have we been saying the offensive line needs hope?
Richard Sawyer. Do you understand how long I've been begging the Miami Dolphins to do this?
Oh, he says
Like,
it.
I've wanted Garrett Bradbury now for the last 3 years, bro. Garrett Bradbury. I've been pounding the table. Garrett, if I was an offensive line coach in there, I would have broke 5 tables already. Be like, Garrett Bradbury, because that's what I want.
Are you going to go with the 2 birds with 1 stone quote that you always do when he?
Yeah, man. Then you go kick dude out to left guard. Be like, I got a left guard. I got a center now. Can you imagine that lineup right there? Turn Armstead, Connor Williams, Garrett Bradbury, Robert Hunt. Go get a McClinchy, and I'm like, oh, now we cooking. You get a Brandon Shell behind that. Oh, my God. Now you have depth. Then you get all the depth pieces to put behind there. Go draft a John Michael Schmitz. You put him as a backup center. Go get you another guard and a swing tackle. We're cooking.
Yeah. Hey, we will see, man. We remember, though, that we got Chris Greer doing the cooking.
Yeah, that's right. It's true. Justin, don't worry. Free agent and draft alone will be addressed. I hope so, man. I hope you're right, because right now it's scary out there, bro. It's like a leaky bucket, you know what I'm saying? I go fill water in and holes be falling out of that thing. That's not going to work for anybody in this league. So we need to address the offensive line, especially if you don't want to get King Henry. So see if an old coach like me can see it. Why can't they? Boom, bro. Boom. Exactly. If they can't, man, I've been pounding this Garrett Bradbury thing forever. I would love to see them address the offensive line and get it right for the first time in their lives. But we're asking for a lot. I mean,
he should be cooking at the Golden Corral, Chris Greer. And that's a good one.
Yeah. Next time you go to the Golden Corral, he's all back there with his Nike hat on.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he's set for life. I don't think we could just talk to him. He'd just be one of the guys already sitting there eating with us because, heck, the man's made a lot of money. That's a general manager, but he hasn't produced yet. But I know most teams don't. But we're Dolphin fans, so we only care about the Dolphins. Fan. We could be Detroit Lion fans who has a longer streak of no playoff victory, and never having a Super Bowl. So that's what I always said, because I used to be able to say, well, at least we're not Cleveland Browns. I can still say it because the Browns are already. But they got that one playoff win recently, but it's just like Cleveland. They're still – so there's a few teams that we can say, well, at least I'm not a Jets fan, but if the Jets go pull off an Aaron Rodgers or Lamar Jackson, they may be even worried about that. So we will see. You
never know.
So you want to run a draft, or we just call it a day and run one tomorrow?
We'll just run one tomorrow. It's all good. Like, you never know what's going to happen, you guys out there. Like, the Dolphins come out of left field with something. You'd be like, oh, my God, no way. I never thought in a million years. Like, look what happened when we got Tyreek. I never saw that coming from a mile away, bro. I really didn't. So, I mean, they're maybe turning over rocks that we're not talking about right now. We just haven't thought
there's moves. I do agree that you can move the money around and come up with a couple good signings. But, it's not going to be like every year where you go get a Tyreek Hill and a Teron Armstead and all these, Yeah,
it won't be. That's why I don't know what their plan is or what kind of a plan they're working with. Whether they're like, hey, let's sustain for the future, or let's just let it all hang out after midnight. I don't know exactly what the plan is. But right now, I think they need to try to pull the house together, figure out what they're going to do, and obviously make moves from there. I want assets in the draft as well, so they need to figure it out. Drop the dead weight, collect the assets you can, because I doubt we're going to get any compensatory picks. We're not getting lucky like that.
So Daniel Jones signs a contract. Saquon Barkley is franchise tag. So there's one last name that the Dolphins won't be going after that a lot of fans wanted. I wanted to say that real quick. So Barkley's on the franchise tag. Daniels gets the big money for a quarterback that it just shows the quarterback money is crazy. It's like, the market for, that's why it's a defense of, oh, maybe you better give Tua that 5th-year option and you just roll the dice that he's not going to get hurt and perform well, because if not, you're really going to be paying sooner than later to give him the big money. So contract money is out of hand. It's crazy.
It's going up, dude. That's why I said maybe they should just do it now.
So that's one less running back off the market. No one's going to sign him to a franchise where you have to give up Yeah.
Like when we started the show, remember I told you that Barkley had signed his franchise tag. Like they tagged him. He's not. That's one less name off the gone. Honestly, dude, this like what Geno Smith got $35 million annual. Do you think Geno Smith's better quarterback than Tua Tagovailoa? Because I don't.
I don't. No, I'm sorry. I don't. Well, I thought it was like a rhetorical question, but yeah, I don't.
I mean,
so yeah, if Roger goes to the Jets, I would love it.
So now here we go from we could have been paying him $23.5 million a season to now, like, look, now we have to go 36 million, 37.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Maybe into the 40s. So it's like
if Rodgers agrees to go to the Jets, I would love it. Just remember when Favre left Green Bay and went to the Jets on how bad he was. They can't handle the media, the New York media. Yeah,
that's what I think about Rodgers. If he thinks about it, he's not, because he's a little out there. Nothing against it. Every human's different, but he's like living in dark caves for a few days, and New York's not a good fit for some of his personality traits. I don't find so. Go ahead. No, you can go. I was saying, but I just think he wouldn't be a great fit there. But I know, like you, I think he's a better fit.
He's only got a couple of options, you guys. Like
go back to Green Bay,
or go to the Jets. And if somebody last minute comes in and makes him an offer, go.
Okay, you keep on saying Tennessee's a dark horse for Rodgers.
I think so. JP wants Cordell Stewart. He loves the Buffs. Yes. Cordell. Slash. Favre lasted 1 year in New York, and he was tough too. Yeah, he was. Rodgers will live under the city.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, with the Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtles or whatever.
Watch the dude retire, man. Watch him just retire and go grab that some TV deal, just like Brady did. I mean, Brady already has some big TV deal.
I know he does. He does for sure.
Favre
lasted 1 year. I remember. It's been a while, but I know the Dolphins beat Favre on the last game one season. I don't remember exactly, and it was like to who would go to the playoffs, and the Dolphins beat the Jets when Favre was their quarterback and up there in New York. But it's been so long, I don't remember the game exactly. We've had so many games that's come and gone without us winning playoff games and stuff. It's depressing. But it was somewhere in there that we beat the Jets with Favre at quarterback for,
I remember a game they had Favre at quarterback and we lost. And they was throwing up ducks. And I was like, oh, my God, you're making this dude. It was just disgusting, bro. He's throwing up ducks and receivers going up there snatching them. No Brady coming back to play for the Jets.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt it, bro. At this point, I wouldn't doubt anything that's going to happen out there, bro.
Now, because the market's drying up, and that Jets owner has told his people that he wants a quarterback, so they will go crazy trying to get one. But now the market's really drying up unless they don't care about giving up the picks for, Lamar or whatever.
Watch them get Jimmy G. The Jets end up with Jimmy G. I could see it. Yeah, I don't think Rodgers wants anything to do with the Jets. He's just doing his due diligence. I agree. I think he's just giving him the interview. I think it's going to be Tennessee, Green Bay, or retirement. That's what I think.
I'd be surprised if he retires, but you never know. He's a weird cat, like I said. So,
and if Tom Brady's coming out of retirement to play for anybody, it's going to be the San Francisco 49ers.
I mean, the difference between Rodgers and Brady over the years, because Rodgers is probably the more talented NFL quarterback, but the mentality is like Brady will eat his own to play football and loves the game and will do anything he can to win, to where Brady's like, he'll show up when he has to, where the contract is. He will,
that NFC Championship game they just played, the Niners versus the Eagles. You put Brady in there instead of Brock Purdy. I bet you the Niners win that.
Yeah, I know. So that's the difference, because really of our generations, Aaron Rodgers and Brady were the best quarterbacks, but Brady's a legend forever just because he kept on winning, and Rodgers just didn't have that killer instinct, I guess. At least he might, but he just doesn't portray it.
I remember forever everybody thought Brady was the system quarterback. Remember when he was in New England? Everybody's like, no, it's just the system. He's a system quarterback. Belichick, big bad Bill. And then he went on to Tampa Bay and won, and everybody's like, damn, maybe it isn't the system. See what I'm saying? He's just a good quarterback. And
that's another term that gets overused. Just like people worry about the 40-yard dash. People say system quarterback. Basically, every quarterback's a system quarterback. They're playing in some system.
They're playing in a system, so yeah. I agree,
it's just like an overused term. That'd be like saying, Dan Marino's a system quarterback. Yeah, the systems throw the damn ball all over the, it's just
exactly. Throw it all over the yard.
Yeah, so that's why I say it gets it's silly, man. It gets silly. But people get promoted because of that. I mean, look at Adam Gase. He lived off of, Peyton Manning that one great year. He when he still had a couple good years left in Denver, and
Right.
he looked like a genius, and he moved to be, moved right up the
See,
ranks.
this thing right here. Like, this is the deal, dude. Like, look, Rodgers would be a disaster with the New York media.
Yeah.
Okay, check this out. That might be true, but if they grow to grab Rodgers, I would actually be like this. And the reason why I would is because it's like everyone's starting to make moves in that division, but the Dolphins.
Yeah.
And Buffalo is going to go out there and get Derrick
Yeah, but
Henry
Miami's already
if the
made their
Dolphins
moves.
don't.
Oh, Miami's already made their moves. That's the thing, though. When you shoot big, we went and did. We had already made our big offseason. We got Tyreek Hill. We got Chubb during the
That
middle
was
of the
last
season.
year.
Yeah, but yeah, that's it. When they kind of laid in the low. Yes,
Then
that
it's over.
counts.
Then
We
it's
made our
over.
moves.
Then it's
We
over.
put all of our hands on the table.
Then it's over. You got to make more moves now because everybody else is going to do that. Like, don't doubt in your mind, Dolphins fans. I'm talking to you, that the Buffalo Bills aren't on the phone talking about, well, what do you want for Henry? Because they are. And if they get him before you do, ooh, mamma mia, there's going to be hell to pay. People are going to be so mad, bro, because now that's one more thing you're going to have to do to get over the hump. Stop letting teams beat you to the jump. Go get in front of them to make this move.
But that's what I'm saying, though. So many times we beat teams to the jump. Look, the Jets wanted Tyreek Hill. We beat them to the jump. We got Tyreek Hill. So it's just
it didn't get us where we wanted to go. I know. It didn't, but we still got Ty, and we can make moves going forward with it. It's like I said, you need a little bit of luck to go with it, man. Like,
oh, I agree.
We have to do these things. You need to fix the line. Yes, absolutely fix the offensive line. That's the first thing I would do. If anything, first and foremost is fix the line. If you told me, hey, Jay, you can either do two things. You could get King Henry or you can fix the offensive line. I'd say, screw it. I'd fix the line and be like, I'll get another running back somewhere else. But you know what I mean? If I didn't have a choice in the matter, like, well, you can't fix the line because you don't have no money and you don't have the draft assets. Well, now I'm going to get Henry. See what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know what we're going to do, dude. I just know that the Bills are going to make moves. And
of course.
I don't want to see us not.
But you can never accuse the Dolphins of not making moves. That's all my only point. So
no, we've made moves, but I just like to see us keep going. We're going to have to some way or somehow. I know running backs are a dime a dozen, but not like Derrick Henry, bro. I don't know.
Of course he's great, but the thing is, yeah, Tyreek Hill's great, and Teron Armstead when he's healthy, he's great. But we keep on paying those guys, and it's just like, I don't know. To me, it's just
I know.
It's not my money. If it was no salary cap, I wouldn't care about. They could spend every damn dime on every player, and I'd be happy because that's what we watch. We want good football players on our team, but at some point, you gotta, fit your own guys. We got Christian Wilkins that's going to be playing on his 5th-year option this year. So eventually, you're going to want to rework him, and you want money to be able to pay him. And when you keep on paying all these other outsiders to come in, to me, it just kind of stinks. But we will see.
You got to draft better.
No, that's it. You got to Leonard for playoff Lenny.
I heard they're talking about he's going to be released. Fournette will be released. I heard that's coming down the line. The Bucs are going to release Fournette. I heard someone else is on that same list. Man, don't get surprised. Buffalo turns around and gets King Henry and trades for Mike Evans. Then what are you guys going to say? They end up with Mike Evans from the Bucs, the badass. Excuse my French.
That would mean they did better moves than us. So that's all.
If they ended up with someone like that, bro, like both those two players right there, I'd be like this. That right.
How about if Dalvin Cook ends up getting released because the Vikings just can't find a trade partner or whatever, and he gets released?
Man, I would jump all over that if that happened, which I don't know. I don't
know if he's reworked his contract. I don't stay up with all the other teams, but I just heard people when I go to other people's show, everyone's saying, "Oh, the Vikings might be releasing Dalvin Cook if they can't find someone to trade for him."
Right. So, yeah, it's possible they could release him, and if they did, I would be interested. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Things are getting hot and heavy. Yeah. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button, you guys. Tell a friend, tell another friend. Free agency is just around the corner, you guys. All the dominoes start.
Monday will be as he called it, the legal tampering Monday. Richard called it earlier in our show, and
JP, would you take Anthony Richardson at 51? I think Mike McDaniel can turn him into a star. If you ain't a Gator, you Gator bait.
Hey, go Gators. My son's at UF right now, and so I would go with that line. That's fine.
I don't know, man. I really don't. I don't think he'll get to 51.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to 51. I think he's going to shoot up into the first, which is overreach for me because I watched him play a lot the past
to
2 years.
51 and you had a chance to get him, I might entertain the thought of it. But I would also want to entertain the thought of him doing a lot of his.
That's what we're. Oh, Albert, thank you for joining there. So, yeah, I agree. I don't think he's going to be. I think Anthony Richardson's going to be a first round pick this year.
I think he'll fall out of the top 10 at least. But yeah, I don't think he'll be at 51. But if I was to entertain the thought of him being there,
if he fell in your lap.
Sure, if he fell in your lap, why not? And if that's the case, then I'm going to be asking you to run the football a lot out of there. Design quarterback runs, design quarterback draws, and things like that. Like, he has everything else. It's just his feet. His setup, and his mechanics. It just he needs a lot of work with.
But that can be worked on. I mean, that can be worked on.
You can fix it. It's just going to take
anyway, guys. But like, he didn't really impress me, and I watch a lot of Gators football, and like I told you a couple times, he makes some throws. You're like, holy moly! And then you're like, what the?
So hell was that?
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, you can close up. I'm losing my voice right here at the end.
Oh, you guys, we're going to take off. Thanks you for joining us for another edition of Dolphins Daily. Don't forget to smash that like, subscribe button. You guys will catch us again on another episode tomorrow. We're going to close this thing out. Fins up to all you guys. Thanks for joining us. Richard Sawyer, G-Man.
Right, I'm back. Thank you. Right there at the end, you guys getting all choked up talking Dolphins football. So it's all good. We're out of here. Fins up to, let's see what the last comment was up there. I take only because
you believe in McDaniel's teaching. Yeah, and you got Darrell Bevel too. So, yeah, if it fell in your lap, make it happen, man. If it fell in your lap, go ahead. It's something you probably don't want to pass up, I would say.
All right. There you go. That's your good answer. Guys, as always, fins up. See you guys tomorrow. Go Dolphins.